The ambitious metro expansion project in Crystal Cove promised to revolutionize the city's transportation network. However, the construction ground to a halt following unsettling reports from workers. They described hearing terrifying roars and witnessing massive shadows darting through the newly dug tunnels. Some even claimed to see claw marks etched into the walls. The mayor's vague explanation about halting the project due to safety concerns only fueled wild speculation. When news of the strange occurrences reached Mystery Inc., Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby knew they had to investigate what seemed to be a larger conspiracy. The team began their investigation by interviewing construction workers, who shared unsettling stories of unexplained vibrations and strange symbols on the tunnel walls. Velma's sharp eye caught a recurring detail. Every sighting and strange event occurred near a specific passage, leading directly to Main Street. Fred decided they needed to explore this tunnel, much to the dismay of Shaggy and Scooby, who preferred to stay above ground and focus on their snack stash. Meanwhile, Daphne eagerly documented their findings with her camera, ensuring no detail went unnoticed. The group's descent into the tunnel was a tense and claustrophobic journey. The air was thick with dust, and the dim light from their flashlights barely pierced the darkness. Fred took the lead, guiding the way as the group noticed deep claw-like marks etched into the stone walls. Velma stopped to examine symbols carved into the rock, remarking that they appeared to predate the founding of Crystal Cove. Suddenly, an earth-shaking roar echoed through the tunnel, causing Scooby to leap into Shaggy's arms. Fear hung heavy in the air as everyone realized they were not alone. The tunnel eventually opened into a massive chamber. Abandoned tools and equipment littered the floor, as though the workers had fled in panic. At the room center stood a pedestal engraved with glowing green symbols. Daphne captured the eerie scene on film, while Velma stepped closer to study the pedestal. Before she could touch it, a massive shadow streaked across the chamber, accompanied by another thunderous roar. The group's adrenaline surged as they braced themselves for what might come next. Determined to uncover the truth, Fred found an old map among the discarded tools. Velma analyzed the map and discovered it outlined a network of tunnels leading to ancient underground structures beneath Main Street. Meanwhile, Scooby and Shaggy stumbled upon an open vault filled with gold coins and artifacts. Their excitement was short-lived as heavy footsteps echoed from the adjacent tunnel. The group quickly hid, anticipating an encounter with whatever was lurking in the shadows. From their hiding spot, they saw a massive creature emerge from the darkness. It resembled a reptilian beast with glowing eyes and a body covered in mud and embedded rocks. Daphne captured a few grainy images before the creature retreated into a hidden passage. Velma speculated that it was guarding something tied to the mysterious symbols. Despite Shaggy and Scooby's protests, Fred insisted they follow the trail left by the creature to uncover its purpose. The trail led the group to a corridor lined with ancient iron doors, each bearing the same cryptic symbols. Velma unlocked one door to find a room filled with artifacts and journals chronicling the founding of Crystal Cove. In another room, Shaggy and Scooby discovered piles of old bones, which only heightened their unease. The sound of falling rocks from the nearby tunnel signaled the monster's return, forcing the team to regroup quickly. The group stumbled upon another vast chamber, where the walls were covered with intricate inscriptions. Velma deduced that the creature was a guardian, tasked with protecting the city's ancient secrets. Daphne theorized that these secrets could involve a hidden treasure, while Fred focused on strategizing a way to neutralize the creature. Scooby's discovery of a glowing amulet seemed significant, as it pulsed with energy when brought near the inscriptions. Realizing the amulet's importance, Velma hypothesized that it could activate the pedestal they had seen earlier. The inscriptions hinted that the amulet's placement would pacify the guardian. As they made their way back to the central chamber, the creature's growls grew louder, signaling its approach. Fred formulated a plan to distract the beast, while Velma and Daphne activated the pedestal. Scooby and Shaggy reluctantly agreed to help. When the group reached the central chamber, the monster appeared, blocking their path. Fred led an effort to distract it, while Daphne and Velma worked to activate the pedestal. Using flashlights, Scooby and Shaggy created an improvised light show that briefly diverted the creature's attention. Velma carefully placed the amulet on the pedestal, causing a brilliant light to fill the room. The creature recoiled and slowly retreated into a fissure in the ground. With the creature subdued, the chamber began to shake violently. The team hurried to escape as the structure showed signs of collapse. Once back on the surface, Velma explained that the creature was not malevolent, but a guardian protecting the city's hidden history. Fred resolved to inform the authorities about the dangers lurking underground, while Daphne reviewed her footage for clues to uncover more secrets. Shaggy and Scooby, visibly relieved, celebrated their survival with oversized sandwiches. The following day, the mayor held a press conference, downplaying the workers' reports as exaggerated. Mystery Inc. knew better and vowed to keep the creature's existence a secret to protect its purpose. Velma pored over Daphne's footage for additional insights, while Fred began planning future explorations of Crystal Cove's subterranean mysteries. Scooby and Shaggy, however, were content to stay far away from any more tunnels. As Daphne analyzed her recordings, she noticed an intriguing detail. One tunnel wall bore an inscription, linking one of Crystal Cove's founders to the underground structures. Velma suggested this might indicate a larger conspiracy involving the city's history. Fred was eager to investigate further, and Daphne prepared her equipment for the next adventure. Meanwhile, Shaggy and Scooby reluctantly agreed to join in, with assurances of plenty of snacks along the way. While the team discussed their next steps, a faint rumble echoed in the distance. Scooby's ears perked up, and Shaggy groaned, fearing another encounter with the mysterious creature. Velma examined the amulet, which still glowed faintly, indicating the Guardian's continued presence. Fred reaffirmed that their work was far from finished, and the group prepared for the challenges ahead, driven by their shared curiosity and determination. As night fell, the team regrouped by the Mystery Machine, reflecting on their discoveries. Fred clutched the ancient map, staring toward the tunnels with resolve. Daphne documented the moment, while Velma studied the amulet for any remaining secrets. Shaggy and Scooby, though hesitant, stood by their friends. Just as they prepared to leave, a distant roar echoed through the night, signaling that Crystal Cove's mysteries were far from solved. The salty breeze drifting from the expansive lagoon carried with it an aura of intrigue, mingling mystery with the scent of sea spray. Scooby and the gang had come to this secluded island, hoping for a relaxing retreat filled with sun-soaked beaches and the soothing rhythm of the waves. However, their plans were interrupted when a thunderous cannon blast shattered the tranquil night, followed by a streak of vivid green light arcing across the starry sky. Legends of the Lost Lagoon, rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of cursed pirates, came rushing back to their minds. Adventure beckoned, and the group's curiosity flared, urging them to unravel the secrets of this enigmatic place. Fred, ever the leader, proposed they investigate the lagoon at first light. As they walked along the beach, Daphne's sharp eye caught deep wheel tracks in the sand, disappearing abruptly at the water's edge. Velma adjusted her glasses and speculated about the significance of the tracks, her mind already piecing together potential scenarios. Meanwhile, Scooby and Shaggy tried to focus on their seafood barbecue plans, but found it hard to ignore the eerie tailies surrounding the lagoon. When the green light flashed again, brighter this time, an uneasy chill passed through the group, leaving little doubt that something supernatural was afoot. The next morning, the gang boarded a small boat and paddled toward the lagoon's misty center. A dense fog clung to the water, transforming the scenery into an ethereal dreamscape. Fred expertly guided the boat as Velma noted unusual ripples on the surface, almost as if something enormous moved beneath the water. Shaggy's startled cry broke the silence as a ghostly ship emerged from the haze, its tattered sails glowing faintly. Daphne instinctively raised her camera, capturing every eerie detail, while Fred urged the group to stay calm and approach cautiously. A sudden gust of wind pushed the boat off course, forcing them to land on a small, sandy island at the lagoon's heart. Scooby's sharp nose sniffed out a trail of glimmering gold coins scattered in the sand, leading deeper inland. Shaggy stumbled upon an old rum barrel, his startled reflection in its metal rim making him jump. Velma's keen observation skills uncovered a glass bottle half buried in the sand, containing a weathered map marked with a hidden cave. Fred studied the map intently, deciding they should follow the trail while preparing for whatever challenges awaited. The cave's entrance loomed ominously, flanked by weathered stone statues of grim-faced pirates. Their eyes, carved with eerie precision, seemed to follow every move the group made. Daphne pointed out strange symbols etched into the walls, resembling those on the map, while Fred led the way inside. The sound of echoing footsteps reverberated through the tunnel, though no one was visible. Scooby and Shaggy clung to each other as Velma meticulously analyzed the carvings, searching for clues to the cave's mysteries. Deeper within, the gang entered a vast underground chamber, illuminated by flickering torches. At its center stood an imposing chest, bound with rusted chains and inscribed with cryptic symbols. Velma examined the inscriptions, realizing they formed a complex puzzle. Nearby, Scooby's curiosity led him to trip over a hidden lever, revealing a concealed tunnel. Fred decided to split the group to cover more ground, ensuring they explored every corner of the cavern. Velma and Daphne followed the new tunnel, where murals depicting pirate rituals lined the walls. The flickering torchlight made the painted figures seem almost alive. In another section, Scooby and Shaggy's exploration was cut short when they stumbled upon skeletons clutching rusted swords. Meanwhile, Fred stayed behind in the main chamber, working diligently to decipher the chest's puzzle. The cave seemed alive with whispers, its oppressive atmosphere pressing heavily on the group. At the tunnel's end, Velma and Daphne discovered a pedestal holding an ornate compass adorned with intricate golden details. Daphne's touch activated a hidden mechanism, causing the walls to rumble and revealing a secret passage. Following the new path, they entered a partially submerged chamber where a ghostly pirate ship rested. Its green spectral glow illuminated the water, confirming the chilling tales of the haunted lagoon. Back in the main chamber, Fred managed to unlock the chest, uncovering a journal chronicling the doomed fate of a cursed pirate crew. According to the journal, the crew was condemned to guard their treasure for eternity. As Fred read aloud, Scooby and Shaggy discovered a gleaming silver sword among the skeletal remains. The moment they touched it, ghostly laughter echoed through the cave, sending shivers down their spines. Reunited in the submerged chamber, the gang watched in awe and terror as the ghostly ship began to stir. Spectral pirates appeared on deck, their translucent forms glowing ominously. Fred deciphered a crucial message from the journal. Those who disturb the past must restore what was taken. This clue was key to breaking the curse and calming the spirits. Fred led the group to the ship's captain's cabin, where they found an altar adorned with gold coins and a sealed chest. Opening the chest unleashed a powerful wind, and the ghosts began to close in. Scooby and Shaggy, terrified but resourceful, created a distraction while Daphne aligned the compass symbols on the altar. Velma read aloud from the journal, guiding the group through the ritual to end the curse. When the silver sword was returned to the altar, a brilliant light engulfed the chamber. The ghostly figures began to fade, their forms dissolving into the green glow. The cave trembled violently, and the gang raced for the exit as collapsing walls and fading whispers marked the curse's end. The lagoon grew eerily silent as the last of the supernatural energy dissipated. Emerging onto the island's beach, the gang noticed the lagoon's water had calmed, its unnatural glow fading into a serene blue. Their boat, however, was nowhere in sight. Fred pored over the journal for further clues, while Velma speculated on the true nature of the supernatural events they had just experienced. Scooby and Shaggy, relieved to be safe, immediately began dreaming of their next meal. As the gang regrouped, a faint green light flickered on the horizon, accompanied by the sound of distant cannon fire. Daphne clutched the compass, its faint glow suggesting unfinished business. Fred examined a new clue in the journal, and the group realized the mystery of the lost lagoon was far from solved. An unsettling feeling of being watched lingered in the air. Boarding a small rowboat they found on the shore, the gang paddled away from the island, the mysteries of the lagoon still weighing heavily on their minds. As they disappeared into the mist, a shadowy figure stood silently on the beach, watching them depart. Though the immediate danger had passed, it was clear the secrets of the lost lagoon were not yet fully uncovered.